Hello, folks, and welcome to Flix. We are your hosts, Adam, also known as El Toro Loco,
Backwards Bob.
also known as Sam.
I guess I'm Bigfoot, and I'm Tim.
Woo!
Yeah. Is it my turn? Do I go
Yes,
now?
it is you.
All right. All right. So, our movie this week was Blow the Man Down on Amazon Prime. So I had to pick the platform, and I'm not gonna lie, this was just on there. It was literally the first thing that popped up, and I was like, that looks interesting because it's new. It came out 2020. I guess it was made or maybe released earlier in 2019, and then went worldwide 2020. We're not really sure. But it's the first time I've seen it on Amazon, and I was like, sure, why not? We'll watch that because it kind of looked good. It was a newer movie, so I'm gonna go ahead and say spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it yet, stop now, or you can listen and then go back and watch it. But I suggest watching it before listening to us.
If you really want the full effect.
If you do, yeah.
Because it's like a thriller mystery.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's one that would be spoiled pretty quickly if you're listening. Yeah.
It's not like Harry and the Hendersons.
No, it's not a straightforward comedy or anything. So the synopsis for it, straight off of Amazon here, is Welcome to Easter Cove, a salty fishing village on the far reaches of Maine's rocky coast. Grieving the loss of their mother and facing an uncertain future, Mary Beth and Priscilla Connolly cover up a gruesome run-in with a dangerous man. To conceal their crime, the sisters must go deeper into Easter Cove's underbelly and uncover the town's matriarch's darkest secrets.
Dun dun dun.
So, first thoughts. I again didn't watch the trailer. I don't know if I should start.
Yeah, we didn't watch it either.
Ooh, all right, spicy. So, what do you guys think? What were you with that synopsis right there and the picture, and what were you expecting?
I really didn't know what to expect. It's kind of a vague one, but at the same time, it tells you the exact storyline.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was excited because it's our first thriller, and I love thrillers.
She is a
Me too.
thriller.
I love them.
And like the cover art was kind of intriguing, right? Because it wasn't necessarily something
Right.
you would see for like a thriller.
I don't even remember it.
It's just like that screen that shows when the movie first comes up, and it shows you the title.
Oh,
screen.
it just says "Blow the Man Down."
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's not necessarily something that would immediately jump out and be like thriller. So I was kind of intrigued by that. But yeah, I didn't have any expectations because with streaming originals, I feel
Right.
like you probably shouldn't.
Well, it's like a 50-50. Like Netflix, there's some gold. There's some diamonds in the rough.
And then there's some horrible ones. So yeah, I guess I didn't have clear expectations, but I was
Yeah.
excited for a thriller. What about you, Tim?
You know, I was excited for this one.
Because you
Thriller
picked it.
as well. Yeah, well, you know, and it
The
was new.
selector.
I don't know. It's something about it. Like, I'm always intrigued by originals these days because usually they're like hit or miss. It's really up in the air. But a lot of times I find myself enjoying them more often than not. And so this one, I was excited for it just because I literally had just found it, and it was called Blow the Man Down. Blow the Man Down.
Yeah. There's a pause there actually written in.
Yeah,
It says
there's an
pause
extra
before
space
saying
in
down.
there. Yeah.
Just so that
I
you
didn't look
know.
at the rating for it beforehand, but I guess it was 6.3 out of 10, which I think by the end of it, I would maybe get a little higher than that.
Okay. But we can dive into that later.
Yeah, we can get into that later, but that's just my personal feeling on it. But yeah, overall expectations was to enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I try and go into every movie thinking, let's try and take at
I
least a
don't.
grain of salt.
Yeah.
I was
No,
gonna
not
say.
Or a fish or two.
That's true.
Yeah, fish.
I would say that a lot of times I have a strong opinion, right? Like I'm super excited to watch
She's
it.
one or the other.
Well, I'm always super excited to watch it, either because it's horrible or because it looks great.
Right.
I don't think I've ever like turned on a movie, at least not recently, where I've been like meh about it. So we'll see.
That's true.
You'll have to gauge my expectations from now on.
As we go on, yeah.
See if I'm a liar.
She's a liar and a crook.
Now I will say I didn't take a lot of notes this one. I didn't take a lot.
I said the same thing, but don't worry.
I took plenty.
Adam has enough for both of us.
Yeah, well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, I will state that like 4 of my notes are legitimately about the singing in this movie.
Yeah.
We gotta get into that.
Yeah, it's because it's the sailor shanty sort of shenanigans. They're amazing.
Loved it.
I listen to them on my free time, especially like when we're out on our kayak.
Yeah.
It's what we actually do listen to it. And then we summon the demons. It's all good.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're meant for.
Yeah.
To summon creatures of the deep.
Oh yeah, because like back in the day, like seamen, they used to think manatees were mermaids, and that's kind of what some of the manatees at one day. So.
Yeah.
I don't like picturing that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So if
Yeah,
you don't know what a sailor shanty is, Tim, Adam, can you give us a little tuna doon for us?
Take us away, Adam.
All right. What would you do to a drunken sailor? What would you do to a drunken sailor? What would you do to a drunken sailor early in the morning? That's probably the most popular one. Yeah, we got to do snaps, no claps.
Snaps for you guys.
Snaps, always snaps.
Yeah, the drunken sailor is the most popular one, most likely. It gets lumped in with what is it? St. Patty's Day music a lot because it's kind of Irishy sounding.
It is. They all kind of have that feel to it.
Yeah.
They're not like jigs like that or whatever, but
yeah, they're not the Irish jig.
Did they originate in Ireland, do you think? Or it just so happens that it kind of just
You know what?
the same?
I feel like that's a rabbit hole.
That is a rabbit hole that we could spend. I could keep
know.
spending the whole time because I spent the entire day singing them and turning them on in the background at work.
And you don't have any.
I could keep going, and I'm just stating.
Hair on whether or not it might be Irish.
All I can tell you is that my love from them probably rooted from playing Assassin's Creed 4, the Black Flag one. Like the pirates always sing them, and I'm like, I just want to sail on my ship and listen to this next music.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sea of Thieves has it.
I was gonna say Sea of Thieves. That's a blast. You're just cruising across that $60 water, and you're just like strumming to some good instruments. It's pretty good, especially when you have a bunch of people.
We digress.
We digress.
Well, it's right at the beginning. It's at the start, you know.
It's legitimately the start. And I was like,
bam.
I'm like, all right, I can get into this. And then they're like showing all the fishermen, and I'm like, okay.
Well, that's what I knew it was good, right? Like,
oh yeah.
You start hearing the shanty, and you're like, okay, now I'm definitely excited for this movie.
It definitely hooks you in because it's pretty iconic the first couple minutes that they're singing like that, and just like the way that they set up the fishermen.
It's like a music video.
Yeah, it's like a shitty music video. And then later on...
That's like Joe Exotic music video now.
Okay, yeah, Joe Exotic music videos. Whatever.
Oh, God.
And then you go further on in the story, right? And they keep flashing back to them singing shanties, and they're cut the same way where there's like a big head guy in front singing the name stuff. Yeah. And then the other like backup chorus. And I just think
I got their names too.
If not anything else, like just look up the music for this movie and just enjoy it.
So I'm pretty sure that the lyrics of all the songs they kind of roll with the entire film.
I figured they probably did.
But I did not listen to them. I just was like, hey,
yeah, so if anyone knows if the song Blow the Man Down is about, spoiler alert, killing someone, let us know.
Yeah, because while I enjoy the songs, I don't fully understand them.
Now, I can tell you now that Blow the Man Down, the very first song is about getting knocked down. Like, to blow the man down is somebody who got knocked down.
That's what I figured. But
yeah, it's just like I get knocked down, then I get up again.
Yeah. Well, I love that it starts out with that song, and they immediately break the fourth wall, because the singer's the whole time, you cut back and forth or whatever. But right after it ends, he winks at the camera.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. And that made me laugh. I was like, all right, cool.
Now I'm like, I'm even higher on that. This is just a music video for these four.
Right, yeah.
Spliced with a story around it.
Yeah.
It's funny because it kind of is, because like they're just like you said, randomly goes back to filming them, and they don't feel like they're in the movie at all.
Not at all.
It feels like they're just there, and you're like now just filming them. I don't know.
Now, see, like if they threw like a title screen right there, right afterwards every time, like Act 1 Wes Anderson style, I could honestly see like that being more like this is just like the dividing of like acts.
Right. Yeah, that would have been interesting for them to do. Man,
why weren't we producing this?
I wonder.
Oh yeah, because I don't have the money for it.
I wonder if it still was dividing acts and
I'm
not
still
making
pretty sure
it
it
so
was.
in your face. I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Because I think there were like 4 or 5.
Yeah, there were a lot of songs, and it's just kind of weird because that's what I was gonna say. Like the only other music is like the main musical score, right? Like I don't remember anything else really jumping out. Like it was basically.
I don't think there was a montage, was there?
There was a song that I thought didn't fit, and it was like, so when she's getting chased by Gorski in the very beginning, that song made it sound like a monster movie. And I was like, this does not fit at all to the what's going on right now.
Like,
it was
is
very
he the monster?
Uppity and like monster movie sounding, and I was like, this is kind of odd. But that was my only one that stood out. After that, the rest of it was fine.
Yeah, because Dudesky like lasted a solid 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was that long.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was right at the beginning.
It really was. Gorski, Sam got really excited at first. She was like, I know him! And I was like, nice.
He's about the only character.
He is the only character.
One of the old ladies looks familiar. The rest of them all looked new.
First off, let's read the
muscle group.
The three old ladies' names: Susie, Doreen, and Gail. Susie was like the old looking one with the gray hair. She had the great lines going on.
Okay, yeah, I think that's the one I recognize.
Gail was the skinnier one.
Okay.
And then Doreen is the third one. I don't know how to describe her really.
And then Enid, I guess technically.
Yeah, Enid. Like they were the Fab Five. Sorry.
Did you say Fat Five?
No, I said Fab.
Okay.
Sorry, Disney. I take it back. They're not the Fab Five.
I was like, one of them was definitely skinny. Like,
Gail.
shots fired.
I literally said the skinny one was Gail.
Gail the snail.
Gail the snail. You gotta salt the snail. But then you got like Priscilla and Mary Beth. Like they were. I didn't like Mary Beth's character. She bothered me so much.
Mary Beth reminded me of the girl from Ozarks.
No, I've not watched.
The blonde. Tim, have you seen that movie?
Yeah, no, 100%. That was my thought too.
I think it's just like the fact that she's kind of like not country, but like lower income, and then she has this spiral curly hair. Like those are literally the only reason I put two and two together. But
right, yeah, they
just kind of reminded me of each other.
All right,
well,
I don't see it.
She also has like
a
yeah. In Ozark, she also kind of has an accent or like a twang or something. So it kind of
they had that Northeast twang.
So
would not call that a twang. I'd say that's an accent.
Well, you guys know that I'm so good at accents, but I think I'm going to have to pass on the main accent. Maybe to resurface later, but I don't think so.
But yeah, going back to the trio, the triad.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think of them? Yeah, the matriarchy.
I liked them.
You liked them? I liked Susie, like the old one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did too.
It started off where she saw one of the prostitutes just walking around being like, you think that girl's headed to church? And I was like,
got some good sass, man.
I know. And like it was just out of nowhere. Like they were just walking and like muttering under their breath.
Right.
And it made me think like, do they not know about this? They're setting it up like these
100%.
three don't know about it, right?
100%. The whole time from the beginning, you get the vibes that they're like in charge, basically. Is my opinion.
Yeah. But it felt like at that individual line, like, hey, they're not. They don't really know about the whorehouse.
Oh no, I took that as like straight up sarcasm. She knew 100% what was going on. Yeah.
Well, I figured she knew what was going on.
The person was supposed to be like not walking around.
Yeah, where's Gorski when you need him?
Maybe they were trying to like bury the lead a little bit, right? Because like it is a thriller, so I think that maybe they were trying to like look at my hand over here when really my hand over here is doing something else. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to make you think that they don't really know what's happening when they probably
that makes sense.
It could be.
Well, I mean, like the two girls, they didn't know what was going on. Like they didn't. I think they knew about it, but they didn't know like any of them were involved.
Yeah, which is interesting because like how old were these girls? Once again, I have this question.
Well, they were over 18 for sure because
yeah, definitely over 18.
I think Mary Beth, she was. I want to guess like 19 or 20 because she said she had to skip a year and stay at the store. True, she wants to go to college.
Well, and she was also drinking. So, like, is this little hobo town in Maine, like, they serve anybody because they, like, know your family sort of situation? Or do you think she was actually of legal drinking age?
I don't think she was, but, like, the first place was at her house. You can get that.
Oh, and she did go, when she got to the bar, though, she just tried to take the dude's picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't until later in the movie when she sees Enid at the bar that she's fully served.
Yeah. Top shelf whiskey.
So that could have just been like, oh, I know your mom. Here, it's on the house, honey, sort of thing.
Your mom was part of the mob boss.
Yeah, she secretly ran this town.
Of what was it, like East Cove?
Yes, and let me talk about this. Easter Cove, not East Cove. Easter Cove.
Yeah. Oh.
It sounds like something out of Scooby-Doo.
It does, and I'm wearing a Scooby-Doo shirt, so I should have known.
Like, because Mystery Incorporated, the new TV show, is in Crystal Cove. So I think Easter Cove just makes me automatically think of Scooby-Doo. And it's only funny because it's obviously like a thriller murder mystery.
Murder mystery.
Right, yeah. It's an interesting name.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know. And then Priscilla, we didn't talk about her yet. I don't know, she just seemed kind of like a boring person. Like, that hated her life.
I was going to say that about a lot of the characters. Like, a lot of the characters I think were kind of meh. Like, I wasn't really invested in anyone, except for the old ladies, right?
False. Justin.
Who was Justin?
Officer Justin?
Oh, the cop.
Yeah.
Okay, he was a nice color, but otherwise, like, the two girls were kind of meh, especially Priscilla.
Yeah, and he had the
I think
hots
that was kind of the idea, though. Like, they're a small town. They wanted to make it kind of feel like that, and certain people will stand out more than others.
That's true.
Like the big cop.
And so I think that was kind of a feel that they were going for. It's just kind of people just going through life, you know? And like Priscilla even said, she just wanted to stay there, whereas the other girl wanted to get out. So, yeah, I don't know. And I think that's also kind of helps notice that the older ladies have something else going on. Like, that makes them look a little different.
Yeah. That's true. It kind of props up the rest of the characters and makes them like that much bigger.
That's true. Yeah, kind of give these normal-looking, plain Jane main characters, make the secondary characters the big characters.
Yeah. So shall we chat about the deed?
The deed?
The deed. So Mary Beth, right? She goes out to the bar because she's upset about whatever she's upset about.
She's upset that her sister didn't want her to go to college.
They're losing the house.
And they were losing the house.
Right. She's upset about whatever she's upset about.
Yeah, she's just being...
like, she's being dramatic. Yeah. Well, maybe not, but whatever. Is that a reason to kill someone? I think not. Anywho, that's not the reason she killed someone. She goes home with this sketchy dude. He's also Desi in Girls, if you've seen that show. So
sketchy in that show.
He's sketchy Desi. And so he's sketchy here. So he's typecast, obviously. And so they go back to his place, which has all these, like, what are they, crab traps? Like lobster traps?
Lobster trap.
Because he lives, like...
Maine lobster.
Yeah, he lives, like, on a dock on the lake, right? And then...
Ocean.
She pops open the car trunk, right? And she sees blood, and
she sees blood, hair, and then,
hair and jewelry.
Jewelry and, like, a weapon.
Some sketchy stuff.
The gun was already...
The gun, yeah, she saw the
gun in the glove box. And I was like, people have guns in their glove boxes. Like, concealed carry is a thing.
Yeah, I don't think it was weird until she popped open the trunk and saw that.
Yeah, I was like, well, she did see him do a line.
That's true. So he's unpredictable in theory. And so then she starts to run into the maze of crab traps, right? To get away from him because she thinks he's a killer. And I thought it was hilarious that he's like, you're going to wake up my neighbors. Like, did you see his neighbors? Like, were there neighbors around? I didn't see any other houses.
All we know is that the dude that rents all the places around it.
So presumably he has neighbors, but I laughed about that she would wake up the neighbors, but not the other girl that he presumably killed. But
we saw him kill her.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like, did he shout that when she ran into the crab traps? Maybe she didn't make it to the crab traps.
No, we saw him kill her at the very beginning.
Okay, well, I guess I missed that.
Yeah, so Gorski went and picked... Yeah, at the very beginning, Enid is staring out a window.
Okay.
And she sees Gorski chasing a girl through the snow, and he kills her. That's D.
Oh.
Why do I not remember that?
Wow.
I think you made this
At the very beginning?
At the very beginning.
Okay, so we have the people singing, right?
Yeah, and then it goes to that scene.
To that scene?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have to rewatch that.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
For shame, both of you.
Anywho, I'm flipping back to where she kills him, a.k.a. the deed. She's in the crab traps, freaking out, and then she finds a harpoon.
Which makes sense. It's a whaling.
Yeah.
Maine's whaling.
Yeah, I think it makes sense that there's a harpoon.
I was not like, oh, harpoon, where the hell did that come from?
I was more like, yeah, harpoon!
I was pretty pumped it was a harpoon. I'm not going to lie.
Just because how many movies have death by harpoon? That's not, like, animal related.
Right, very environmental weapon sort of situation.
Yeah.
I can only think of Moby Dick, and that's environmental.
Right. And
Much better than plates.
Hey, now.
And so she launches it at his neck, right? And then he's, like, writhing in pain. And then he tries to get a hold of her, and she stomps him out with a brick, right?
Yes.
Not stomps, but she,
I mean, yeah.
Does
she smashes his face in.
And then she comes home, and drags poor old
oldie
moldy Priscilla into it.
Yeah.
And Priscilla tries to call the cops, but doesn't actually do it, right? And then they basically go back to figure out the situation.
And play Dexter.
So here's where I have some thoughts.
Okay.
So...
Do you have beef or do you have thoughts?
I have beef.
Okay.
To be specific. So Priscilla brings the cooler, which is smart. But before that, they're trying to lift the dead corpse into the cooler. How much do you think Desi weighs?
About,
180,
190.
And do you think Priscilla seems like she has some meat on her, but I don't think that Mary Beth could lift anything. Do you think that they could actually lift him? Like, I know it's not far, but I was thinking, like, if it was me and my little sister, I don't think we could lift a dead corpse very far, right?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
But let's say they CrossFit on the weekends, and they can. My next beef is that then they're just like, okay, we're just going to cut off his arms because they couldn't get him to fit in the cooler. Because obviously he's not going to fit in the cooler. So then they take their, like, boning fishing knife and, like... There's no way that was a process that was not going to take a long time, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was a tiny knife, and, like, if you've seen, like, even Game of Thrones with Theon's dull blade, like, you know that that's going to take some time. And so I'm glad they, like, cut and didn't show that. But I just thought, like, you really didn't look around for, like, an axe or something?
I mean, the fillet knife would go through the tendons and meat and everything pretty quickly.
It
would be the bones and joints and stuff that it would struggle with. But... that part would be quick, but yeah, it'd be like
just dislocating
the arm
point,
and whatnot.
Right?
That would be hard.
Just like take your foot, stomp on it to snap the part.
Could you? Okay, that's
depends.
I don't want to think about
depends
that.
on how much calcium he drinks, like how much milk he drinks.
That's true. He didn't drink a lot of milk, so we'll just assume they curb stomped off his bones. That's fine.
So
alcohol made
I'll allow
it. My question is, I feel like she saw blood in the trunk and ran, and then he was doing all this crazy stuff. Why didn't she just call the cops and be like, hey,
does she have a cell phone?
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, she might not have.
I don't know that I saw any
cell
phones.
It like they ever really used cell phones,
Yeah, I don't know when this was placed.
It didn't seem...
I think it was modern, but I don't think...
None of them had phones.
I just think they didn't have phones, necessarily, yeah.
But if you think about the phone that she tried to use...
Oh,
except the prostitutes.
Sorry. The prostitutes have...
Oh,
yeah. They had to have phones to call Gorski to pick them up.
But weren't they flip phones or were they smartphones?
No, the one girl had like a bedazzled smartphone, it looked like.
Yeah.
Which is odd. So I guess I'll just assume that Priscilla and them were poor because we already know that. But like their landline, first off, they had a landline, which is odd. But then second off, their landline had like presets, which I feel like is kind of an older landline, right?
So who has 911 as their I don't know. It's 3 numbers. I never thought somebody would have that as a preset. But
usually a lot of the time there's like emergency functions on phones.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true.
So we'll allow that too. We'll let that slide.
We'll let it slide.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to say, like when she's picking it up, remember that coleslaw back in the summer when he told you couldn't eat it? What? How does that I know it was supposed to hype her up and so she could do it. My brain could not connect the dots because I will not touch coleslaw. It is gross.
Well, you're very finicky when it comes to
I
know. And that to me would have been like, okay, that doesn't help because I would probably eat that anyway.
Tim's like, okay, like I've already eaten lots of coleslaw. I eat some on the way over here. I eat it at the stop signs.
It was an odd way to get her into the mindset, but I think it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's like a sister thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But can we just talk about how like Priscilla was like really? She brought the fillet knife. She grabbed it from the beginning, and then when she got there, and then they're like, the arms don't fit. First off, you brought this knife and you didn't expect to use it. Like, oh yeah, I brought the fillet knife in the car with her family's insignia on it,
just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not in their right mind at that. So they're just trying to grab stuff.
Shock and whatnot.
So I get that. But you didn't think that you were going to have to cut somebody up?
I guess not.
Or you did, but then you didn't?
So my next beef,
ooh,
I'm already making a burger on the grill at this point, is when they get home from doing the deed And
Doing the dirty.
Or I guess technically it's the next morning when Priscilla has the blood underneath her fingers and she tries to like wash it off.
I thought that was a nice detail.
I'm just like, girl, have you seen Macbeth? Like, Lady Macbeth just forever has blood on her and can't wash it off. Like, we get it. You're guilty. I know that you can wash it off. But I just thought that was like, really?
Oh, I thought it was a nice detail. Just because people don't show like this, you don't ever think about like, oh, I'd get blood under my fingernails.
Except for Macbeth.
Except for Macbeth, because that was written how long ago?
Exactly.
Yeah. But so when like the next morning, when she's at the thing at her store, cops show up and it's like, hey, you guys got a skiff, right?
Yeah.
I thought that meant knife.
Tim, did you know what a skiff was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, totally.
Tim's
me too.
all
Shallow
knowing.
boat.
I definitely thought.
I mean, I figured it out, but
I definitely thought it was like the knife because I thought the scene before she was like, "We couldn't find the knife," and then she was gonna be like, "Yeah, I totally have a skiff," and then she wasn't gonna be able to find it.
I actually thought that, and then they showed her riding in a boat, and I was like,
It was just normal, like alluding to them maybe getting caught, and then, oh no, he's just here for another reason.
Mm-hmm. Classic misdirection.
Yeah. But then again, I knew what a skiff was, so.
Now, Sam, I saw you ferociously writing something down at the very beginning, like during the funeral part.
Mm-hmm.
Enid comes over and just drops off some flowers.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you write down?
So Enid drops off flowers, and Priscilla's like, "Oh, these are lovely," and Enid's like, "They were expensive."
Oh, yeah, they were expensive.
It's just like goals for when I give someone a gift.
Oh, shit.
I saw that, and I just saw her writing down. I was like, yeah, I know what's going on over
Sounds
there.
like something she would write down.
Yeah, that's definitely a line. Sam's like, I need to note this, bring it up.
Well, I just think that I would aspire to be like so in charge of a town and like so sure of myself that when I give someone a gift, I can just be like, "It was expensive, you bitch." I mean, she didn't say bitch, but like, you know what I mean.
Oh, she did with her eyes.
She did.
Oh, she did. She was a pimp. She had some weird
Yeah.
hose.
She was badass. I was trying not to curse again, but I couldn't find
did not
another way to
laugh.
describe her.
Well, you said bitch already.
I know, that's why I was trying to take it down a notch.
So like I gotta say, like she just straight up slaps Mary Beth at one point.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn,
Yeah.
gotta get that pimp slap in.
Yeah, well, she's trying to manipulate, yeah.
I know.
Mhm.
It was just so funny because I was like, she's not one of your girls.
But is she?
I did think that like at the end there's a possibility that Mary Beth was going to end up being one. I thought there was a possibility.
I mean, I did too, but I also thought that because when the blonde came in the scene to like warm herself up,
Alexis,
yeah, in front of the fire, I was like, is that the same girl? And Adam
Yeah,
had
it was
to
a little
be like,
confusing at first.
yeah, Adam had to be like, no, that's a blonde, that's a different color. I'm like, well, she could have dyed her hair. And like, it's clearly a different character. But they just reminded me so much of each other that I wouldn't have skipped a beat if Mary Beth was just like, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, I know. And and then her mom was involved with it and like, oh my god.
How dare.
My mom's been friends with this lady forever and somehow she was part of this business?
Do we ever find out, like, maybe this was at the beginning. I clearly was not paying attention at the beginning because the song just had me mesmerized. But did we find out why their mom died? Like, did she die of cancer or like something sad like that?
She was definitely sick because they were talking about how they had to feed her soup and everything.
Okay.
And carry a pillow around for her.
So she didn't get killed by Desi like Dee.
Well, I mean, it's not implied or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised. Because it seemed like she was the one that was in charge and keeping everything going, and they knew once she was gone, they would have a chance of shutting it down maybe, but they didn't want to like cut the head off the snake kind of thing. And so they were kind of doing a coup or something, but I don't know that was necessarily implied as much as it was just that she was sick and it was convenient.
Yeah, because that was like Enid straight up said that she got out of the business once the two girls were born.
Right, yeah. But she was still protecting Enid.
She was, from the other three, the triad.
Yeah.
The
triad.
Susie, Doreen, and Gail.
Let's chat about Susie for a second. Another one of her great lines. She's talking to Enid, and she's talking about how she needs to go on vacation, right? Like, you can go down south, drink some Mai Tais, and get an Irish tan. What does that mean? Does that mean, like, baked like a lobster, burnt, like, drunk? What does that mean?
Per Urban Dictionary, red skin on an Irish or light-skinned person's face caused by alcoholism.
Okay, see, I thought it meant like to get burnt like a lobster.
No, it's like when somebody gets the reaction on their face when they get red from drinking too much.
Heat flash or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
That is an Irish tan.
Well, thank you for that lesson, Susie.
Yep, I know. I wrote it down and I made sure to look it up. Now, would you say that the 3 old ladies, well, the 4 old ladies, looked kind of like different ages? Because Susie definitely looked older.
Oh, for sure.
But the other 3, I could be like, they could be like within each other, like within 2 or 3 years of each other. But Susie looked 10 years older.
Yeah, I feel like the one that had like the straight hair and was skinny looked the youngest.
Gail. I did think that, but she also was
the rest of, I mean, I could kind of lump them together, I guess.
I could. But it's not, I don't think they ever said when they became friends.
Mm-mm.
So they could very well just be different ages. And be like, we're running this shit now. We opened up our own whorehouse.
The old ladies of Easter Cove.
Well, they weren't old at that time.
That's true.
The ladies of Easter Cove.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not to be confused with the ladies of the night of Easter Cove.
Yes, the ladies of the night report to the ladies.
Ah, yeah. Lots of ladies.
Now, did you guys think that Enid looked like one of the witches, the bigger witch from Howl's Moving Castle?
Kind of.
Now that I say it,
that was not something that necessarily flashed through my mind at the time. Your head?
Mm-hmm. I got nothing for you.
Have you not seen House?
Oh, I have. I just can't picture that.
Oh, okay. I just saw that when I first saw her. I was like, I know you're not her, but like you kind of look like her.
You could be her.
The Wicked Witch of the Waste.
I'd have to look it up. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's her. It's been a while.
Look that up and let us know on Instagram or Twitter if you think that she looks like the Wicked Witch of the Waste.
Now I'm gonna say the best line in the film: "Up in Venice like a fart in the wind."
Man, I really wanted to talk about this because I made us rewind it because I was like, he did not just say a fart in the wind, did he?
No, he didn't. He said a fart in the wind.
Which is exactly what Adam said when I rewound it. And I was like, oh my god.
No, that was amazing.
That was my favorite
That was
quote.
a great one.
Yeah, it's because it's from the Shawshank Redemption.
What?
Yeah, so when Andy breaks... Spoilers for Shawshank Redemption. Please skip for like a minute or two later if you have not seen that and would like to. So when Andy like gets out, the warden's like, "Oh, he's out like a fart in the wind."
Wow, I've seen that movie so many times and I did not know that.
Yeah, neither did I, but it was in IMDb did.
IMDb knows all.
I know. That's where all my knowledge comes from. I am not this all knowing.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Wow. All you Shawshank Redemptionites, you can pick up here.
Please resume. Yeah, or non-Shawshank Redemptionites.
Yeah.
Both
if you were skipping ahead, you could pause now. I don't know how you'd hear this, but you could.
Both take place in Maine, so it's like kind of a shout out to Stephen King.
I definitely thought that because it was a thriller, obviously, and it was placed in Maine. So I was just like, oh, is this a Stephen King thing? I don't know why I thought that. It just... He so has his name buried in anything in Maine now that's just like my first thought.
But yeah, Tim.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the cops in this film?
I liked them. At least Justin.
Justin seemed like a good cop. He seemed like he was actually trying. While the bigger guy was just like, nah, business as usual.
So like the more it goes on, the more you can tell that the ladies run the show, and he's just kind of floating along, like Coletti. I think is his name.
Yeah, Coletti.
No, it's a C, isn't it? Coletti?
Oh, I don't know anymore. He is one of the few people I did not write down.
Yeah, I think it's a C, Coletti, something like that. But anyway, he seems to definitely be hooked by these ladies and takes their word as almost gospel. Like he believes almost straight up what they say, but then again, he can like read between the lines with them and know what they're not saying but implying.
Yeah.
Or inferring.
Because at one point he was like, "Well, you missed what was said without being said."
Right. She didn't say it, but she, yeah.
Which I was like, "Oh shit, he's better than I expected."
Yeah.
Which is just like being around them long enough and knowing what they're talking about and without them saying so. Point a minute, but also it seems like the same sort of thing. Like, oh, I go talk to her, and then I'll go talk to him, and then nothing will be found, and we'll move on.
Yeah.
It's almost like routine for him, whereas the new guy is like, no, there's more here to it. but he's struggling. He's like an uphill battle trying to find stuff and pulling teeth and whatnot. But
was he related to Susie?
The young guy?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He had
he called her Nan.
Oh, maybe she was her Nana? His Nana?
Could be.
Yeah, so I think I got that too. I got that vibe that they were related, yeah.
Or like somehow associated with each other. Because at the beginning, she's just like, Justin, you look good in your officer outfit. And I was like,
yeah.
Susie, you're just breaking my heart over here. This is amazing. Amazing content.
I'm pretty sure they're related.
And then at the end, he's eating the pie at her house.
I loved that, where he was eating the pie. He was like...
Oh, he was nobbing that.
And then when he brought the piece of pie outside, I was like, man, it was so good. He brought a piece to go. And then he gave it to what's-his-face, but I still thought that was funny because he was definitely demolishing that pie.
He was.
Must have been good.
He also went to the Connolly house, Priscilla and Mary Beth's, and ate. So, like, I'm thinking, like, small-town cops, you just gotta be, just checking in. Oh, it smells really good in there. Maybe you'll get a free meal.
Make sure you only do house calls at dinner time.
At dinner time.
At dinner time, yeah.
So write that down.
Yeah. I don't know. It was interesting. I did like, though, that as soon as she lied to him and he caught on to it, he was done with him.
Yeah. I thought that was great.
Good on you.
Yeah, because I feel like too often in movies, they kind of just, like, pine after them, right? And they're all, like, mopey and sad. But I liked that he was just like, nope, done with you.
Are you talking about Priscilla? Don't like her Justin anymore. To Priscilla?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't like her anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done with that bitch.
Yeah, I didn't actually it took me, like, more than, like, a half second to recognize him when he was at the bar with his friend.
He wasn't in uniform?
Yeah, because he's been in uniform this whole time, and then he's in his peasant clothing.
His peon clothing.
And I was like, oh, that's the cop. And I was like, I'm just waiting, like, okay, he's going to be like, Mary Beth was in here.
Yeah.
And he went home with the shady fella. I'm just waiting for it once I realized it was him.
Yeah. Well, so I like...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
No, you go ahead.
I'm not going.
I was just going to say that why do you think that Mary Beth didn't skip town when she first found the big hunk of change? Because all she was talking about was how she wanted to get out and go to college and yada yada. And she didn't find it with Priscilla there. So, like, is it just her conscience that she didn't want to, like, leave her sister? Or was there some other motivation?
Bring her with her?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with her wanting to bring Priscilla with her. And the way I saw their relationship is Priscilla is the independent one. Mm-hmm. And Mary Beth not so much. I don't think she's very independent, and she needs, like, some form of guidance or help. Because, like, you can see the whole time Priscilla's always, like, cooking and whatnot, and Mary Beth's just kind of there. I think she wanted Priscilla to go with her, and she was, like, couldn't work up the courage to go alone, but she always dreamed of it, and she's very dependent on her sister.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
it was just so odd to me because she didn't even really bring it up to Priscilla, right? Priscilla didn't even really find out until later. I just thought she'd be like, look at this chunk of change. I don't know. She strikes me as an immature person, and I thought that was kind of like a mature decision, which is kind of crazy.
To just not skip town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it has to do with the family and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I think Easter Cove just brings you in and you get stuck.
You stay there forever.
What I was going to say, which is good because it kind of goes into what you were just talking about, the immaturity and, like, idea of taking the money, she takes it, and then later on, Enid's at the bar.
Yes.
And she basically tips the lady, what, $100?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. That is a very common mistake people make when they commit a crime and get cash flow, is they go and spend a lot of it somewhere.
Yeah, they're just like, I have money to spare, let's drop some coin.
Yeah, they immediately, like, spend a lot of it. So...
And then when she's given the money back, we spent a little of it.
Yeah, and then in a very obvious way, too.
Yes. She wants people to know she has money.
Right, and then not only that, like, I think she expected that she was out of town after that, so she dropped 100 and was like, I'm going to be gone.
Deuces.
Nobody's going to notice. And, like, obviously this lady's sounded like they struggled for money. They're in trouble with money. And now you're just throwing around a $100 bill like it's nothing.
Yeah, if Enid is so close with the mom, she knows that they don't have much money.
Right.
Right.
The trifecta of rights.
Correct.
Also, did anybody else catch that Enid owed Dee money?
Yes.
He owed her money because it was the money that was taken.
Like, Dee was skimming, so Enid knew that, so she was paying her less. So Dee was like, "You owe me money."
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, You don't really hear that pimps owing their whores money.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you said Dean. Wasn't Tim Dean or whatever?
Dee was the prostitute that was murdered.
Yeah, but Dean. Wasn't Dean the guys at the dock? What was that guy's name? Tim something, wasn't it? Tim Dean, right?
Declan?
Oh, Declan. Yep.
You were close.
Yeah,
you have the D
that's who
in
I
the
was
end.
picturing.
That's
That was the
true.
money, though, I think. That was his money.
That was his money to pay the rent.
Yeah, but no, yeah, definitely she was skimming the prostitutes. Probably just another form of control because they couldn't get out if they didn't have money.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Enid said that Dee was the one skimming.
No, because Alexis says you owe D money.
Right, and then Enid's like, yeah, I do because she was skimming off the top, so I gave her less.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Big true.
Big true.
Mind
Sam's
blown.
like, I missed all of this.
You guys would think that I didn't watch this movie with how much I missed, but
She just focused on the 4 or 5 times. They're like,
well, I will say that was very distracting. Not distracting. I don't know. It's so clearly a change of scene that I think it was kind of hard for me to like jump back in. / we also watched this a little bit later at night, and I'll be the first to know that I turn off my brain at a certain point of night. So like that could have also been it. If I was going to try to.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought this movie was a lot shorter than I expected.
Yeah.
Most of the times I feel like it was going to go for 15 to 30 more minutes.
For sure.
It did.
And then it was like 90 minutes. We're done. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think when he said like the fart and the wind, it was like halfway through the movie.
It was about halfway.
And I was like, damn, we're already halfway through this movie?
And then at the end when they were with Enid in her whorehouse, I was just like, I'm looking at Sam, I'm like, this is at the end of the movie. Like, there is not much left.
Well, and I will give them this, that I feel like they tied it up really nicely.
Uh-huh.
They didn't necessarily, like, a lot of times when I see that in movies, you're like, oh, there's only like 15 or 30 minutes left. It kind of feels haphazard, the ending. But this one didn't to me. Like, I feel like they definitely let the story run its course, which was just shocking because, like you said, it felt like it could have easily gone on longer.
Most movies I feel like are drug out.
Yeah.
And then this one was just like, show the 3 old ladies singing the song, of course.
Doing their normal thing.
They're all just digging, and you're like, oh, they're just shoveling. But no.
So, can we talk about the ending?
Sure.
I loved it.
I
loved it.
Was so shocked, which maybe it was because, once again, I'll tell you, I was only half paying attention to the movie, it seems like. Even though I did enjoy it, apparently I missed all this shit. Because when the ending came around, I literally screamed and I was like, no, what? Like, I did not see it coming, and I just thought it was great.
What, you mean like that Doreen found it?
No, I obviously knew that Doreen found it because you see her on the dock, like, looking down. Like, what else would she have found, right?
Right.
But I guess I thought that she would maybe, like, call them in and they'd have a chat like they've been doing the rest of the movie, right? Nope. They're just, like, straight up covering it up for them.
We got you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's just another, like, power thing. I think it just shows you that they run the show.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, even before that, like, you constantly see them, and leading up to that last scene where she finds it and whatnot, you see them, like, walking around, and it's almost like you can tell they're watching the town, and they're kind of, like, also recalling on their past. Because they always talked about how they had it hard coming up.
Oh, you remember 1989? The winter of 1989 when she wore those boots out? I'm like, it's like, she said that, I was like, that's like an exact year. Like, you know exactly when that was.
Yeah.
But you have no explanation of how you know.
Yeah, I mean, but they always just hinted at stuff and talked about things under their breath, and it's like, you could tell these ladies have seen some shit, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, they run the show and whatnot, and I thought that was great. And when she found the body, though, I'm with you. I thought she was going to, like, call somebody, or maybe she'd even get Coletti involved or whatever, but...
Yeah.
It was like, nope, they're going to leave it to Gorski killed the girl and left town. Like, they were just like, that's our plan. That's what it seemed like.
Wash our hands of it.
Yep. And they were like, then it's just open and nothing leads back to all their business and whatnot. Yeah, but I loved it. I loved the ending. I expected to hate the ending, honestly. I was like, I'm enjoying the show
Tim
or the
hates all
movie,
endings.
and no, I
I'm
just
just kidding.
I expected I expected to hate it because I was like, I like this type of movie. I love the feel it has, and I like where it's going. But I expected, like you said, for it to be drug out and for it to just like them to explain too much. But I love how much they left in the air. There's a lot there. Like I'm just speculating on a lot of this and putting my own imagination into it. And I'm like, I like that. I think they did a really well job, like a really good job.
Yeah. What did you think, Adam?
Of the ending?
Mm-hmm.
It needed more singing to start with. If they had montage to that whole scene with the singing, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, they were singing the
I
songs,
know, I'm just
but you just
kidding.
wanted some more music videos.
I just need more of their
did.
music videos. Like,
You
this is
wanted
just a
more.
4 or 5 music videos with some story around it.
Split up.
Split up. That's all I need in my life is some shanties. Holler at me with your shanties on Twitter.
Your best
Oh,
shanties.
yes.
So let's get into where you might have seen these people, because Amazon Prime Video movie thing, streaming, original. That's the word. Not everybody has been in a lot of stuff. I honestly, I thought I might have recognized Susie, and I'm going to tell you, I have not.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I thought I did too.
I thought I did too, but
I feel like I do too, but she's
got that old lady vibe.
Yeah, but I swear she's played kind of like a sweet, clueless old
Yeah.
lady.
She's played a couple small roles. I didn't write them down, but like,
okay.
she plays background characters in some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like Susie Gallagher, real name is June Squibb. She's a recurring character in Shameless.
Okay.
Oh.
I've not seen Shameless, so.
Yep.
And then she got nominated for something. I didn't end up digging into it, but she got nominated for Nebraska. Okay. I've heard of that one.
Not North Dakota.
Not North Dakota. So we've hit North Dakota. We've hit Washington.
We've hit Maine.
We've hit Maine. Anna was out of the country. Mm-hmm. So Nebraska might be on our list, because we need to eventually see a movie in Nebraska.
We'll think about it.
But then you got like Doreen Burke. Real name is Marceline Hugot. She's a recurring character in 30 Rock.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember who. It's been years since I've watched 30 Rock. Tim, I don't know if you ever watched that show.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. And then she's in The Leftovers.
No idea what that is.
Nah, I got nothing.
Yeah, you lost me.
Gail, the skinnier one. I love how that's how I'm referring to her. But her real name is Annette O'Toole. She is Clark Kent's mother in Smallville.
Wow.
I know.
I never watched it.
Me neither.
And then she's also in Superman 3.
Wow.
I've not seen the old school Superman.
She likes superhero movies.
Yep. And then to round out the 4 old ladies.
Grandmamas of Easter Cove.
Of Easter Cove. Enid is Margot Martindale.
Okay.
She's in Walk Hard, a Dewey Cox Story. She's the mom in that.
Okay.
She's in Secretariat.
Nice.
The Good Wife, and then BoJack. She actually does quite a bit of voice acting.
She seems like she has a pretty hefty portfolio.
She does, comparatively. Mm-hmm. Then you got like Priscilla and Mary Beth. Priscilla, Sophia Lowe. Not related to Rob Lowe.
Dang it.
I know. I looked into it. But she is Alice in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland.
Huh. Wait, Once Upon a Time the show?
Once Upon a Time, they did a Wonderland season.
Okay.
Like Alice in Wonderland.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Because you've not watched all of it. You've watched many of the episodes of Once Upon a Time.
I have, but I don't remember that one.
No. Well, yeah, it was a whole series. Separate series.
Yeah.
Then there was The Beautiful Lie. The Slap.
The Slap!
The Slap.
Maybe we should add that to our list.
Our last.
Our last.
Mary
There's
Beth.
your main accent for you.
Well, my favorite main accent is Declan. I didn't write down his name, but I honestly thought he said "up in Venice."
I thought he did.
No, "up and vanished." Up and vanished.
Yep.
Like a fart.
Like a fart in the wind.
Fart in the wind.
Mary Beth, better known as Morgan Saylor, is a recurring character in Homeland. Homeland,
yeah.
Homeland, that TV show. And then McFarland USA. She has a minor role in that.
Okay. That's the Disney movie, right?
That's the Disney movie about running and stuff.
Okay.
I've not watched it. I think we owned it at one point, but we gave it away in like a white elephant.
It's probs on Disney Plus.
Check it out on Disney Plus, because I have not.
And tell us if Mary Beth looks like that girl from Ozark.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. But that's on Netflix. Yeah, you said Netflix. I'm going crazy. Alexis is played by... Alexis is the blonde chick that is a prostitute.
Okay. Mary Beth 2.0.
Mary Beth 2.0.
Yep.
Gail Rankin, she is in Glow. I think she's one of the main characters in that.
Glow?
Glow. I've heard of it.
Well, I have no idea what that is, but okay.
Tim?
Blow the prostitute down.
Glow, glow, we're down.
No.
Gorski is Eben Moss Bachrach.
Wow.
Bachrach. Bachrach.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yep.
he's in Gorals.
Gorals. He's Desi.
He's Desi in Gorals. He's in The Punisher.
Oh.
So probably sticking with your like kind of scummy roles.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen The Punisher. I know. I'm supposed to have because every millennial male is supposed to have seen all the Marvel things.
I don't know this. Yep.
Get on it, guys.
Tokyo Project. I've not heard of that one, but
Don't know.
I forget who else was in that. And then to completely change your opinion of him, he is John Adams in John Adams, HBO's TV series.
What?
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Yeah, I know. Because unless John Adams is scummy.
Who knows? Maybe I'll have to watch and find out.
Yeah, right.
And then the last guy I got written down is Justin. He's played by Will Brittain.
Okay.
This is a very early in his career, quote unquote, larger roles. He is the young version of John C. Reilly in Kong.
Oh.
So like when he's fighting the Japanese soldier at the very beginning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say his name is Takeshi. It's not.
It's not.
I know it's not.
Different show.
I know. But yeah, he's the young version of John C. Reilly. You see him for like 20 seconds.
Well, and he looked young in this.
Oh yeah.
So it's not shocking that he wouldn't have much under his belt.
Yeah, I actually thought they nailed the ages in this one.
Well, especially after
watching Monster Trucks,
yes.
Watching people 10 years older than themselves with their characters.
Yeah.
But let's get down to the real business. The singers.
Yes.
These singers: David Coffin, David Pridemore, Adam Wolf Mayerson, and Mark S. Cartier.
So do you think that their original band name might have been the Davids?
The Davids?
Because there's two.
Or the Damned? D-A-M-D? Damned?
Yeah.
I think they need to go make that band right now.
Do it.
Do it.
Dibs.
Dibs? Oh, shit. He's called Dibs, guys?
I mean, I think that you guys could make your own shanty band.
Yes. Can you join us? I need to hear your shanty. You haven't shantied.
I think that I did.
Tim? I need a solo shanty from you. We'll be your backup.
A solo shanty.
What accent was that?
Well, it wasn't an accent. I was trying to say a solo shanty, but I had two SHs, so a solo shanty. I messed it up. I promise that I am not inebriated in any way. That's just how I talk.
She's just a crazy person. I'm also crazy, though.
Well, I've had a great week because my birthday is tomorrow, so I'm just...
What?
I just...
It's your birthday.
Yeah, I'm just living life. So if you listen to Monster Trucks and you're like, this is a completely different girl, this is what I'm like when I'm going on vacation. So just in case anybody cared. Okay, solo shanty. What shall I sing about?
Blow the man down.
Hey, oh, blow the man down.
I think you're nailing it.
You guys told me to do backup and you totally did it.
I was just taken aback.
I tried.
I was taken aback by your amazingness.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I could be part of the Davids.
The Damned.
The Damned, sorry. I forgot we renamed it twice.
Yeah, we renamed it again.
Wait, so are they all in a band together or they just got together for this movie?
I have no idea. I think they're all just random.
Didn't dive that deep. Okay.
I did not dive that deep.
It wasn't, in fact, their breakout music video.
No. They actually act in other things. Except for David Coffin.
Do they shanty in other things?
I don't know.
So many unanswered questions.
I know. I did all this research 30 minutes before. Didn't have enough time.
Professionals.
I know. But hey, at least I researched it a little bit.
That's true. Pat on the back.
Okay. Okay. So Sam, you got any last thoughts other than the word "the end"?
I have "the end" with 4 exclamation points underlined because, as I said, I was just like, "What?" But we talked about that.
We did. You got anything else?
No.
No, she doesn't. She's checked back with the notes. How about you, Tim?
I don't think so. No.
No.
I think we covered it all. I can't think of anything else.
Would you flip it on, Tim?
100%. Flip it on.
100%.
I say if you're looking for something to watch, you like thrillers, and may not be the best one out there, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think similar people would like it. So I say flip it on, even if it's got a 6.3 out of 10, which I would probably give it a little bit higher, just because it's my style of movie. But I digress.
He digresses often.
Adam, flip it on?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. If you take out the music, hey, the movie's going to be like an hour and 10 minutes.
That's okay.
It's going to be like a TV movie. If you took out the music, I would not. But since it has it, I would flip it on.
Well, that's all part of the feel. Yeah, they gotta have it.
I know. But I'm just stating. The music really is what brought it all together.
That's like
me.
half of it, honestly.
I know. You got 45 minutes of just epic sea shanties, 45 minutes of story. I think that would have been a perfect split.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, Samster, how about you?
I would flip it on and gasp, dare I say, it dethrones Harry and the Hendersons for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. I enjoyed this film that much. So I think that, like, the music, like you guys were saying, is like half of it. Another 25% of it is the first couple shots where they're doing the music. It gave me like a Wes Anderson vibe. It's totally not a Wes Anderson, nor does it ever look like that ever again. Only in the music video.
They would have had like a lot more like old school like looking film,
and it would have been more whimsical. But for some reason, like there were parts of it that made me think that, and so I really liked it. And then the other 25%, am I mathing correctly? Yes. The other 25%, I just really enjoyed because I like thrillers. So I think that it dethrones Harry and the Henderson. So that one would be my top. This one. And then Harry. And then Anna, because I messed up my order last time. And then Monster Trucks.
I would say it dethrones Anna for me.
Wow.
Good.
Again. If it didn't have the music, though, I would be lost. I'd be torn.
I think I would still like it if it didn't have the music, but as we said, the music's the best part. One of them.
It's definitely the best part. And I just want to say, I really want to see a Wes Anderson thriller now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I need to see that in my life.
Give the people what they want, Wes.
What? He's got a new movie coming out.
He does.
I mean, I love his films.
So good.
So, Mr. Tim, Mr. Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Does it defeat Harry?
No.
Wow.
We're finally separating, guys.
Harry, and then this, blow the man down. And then Anna, and then I know we watched a movie, shall not be named, but that was the last one.
Anna?
No.
Monster Truck.
Yeah.
Tim's favorite.
That's definitely bottom of the list. Anything we watch next is above that automatically. For a while.
It's not easy to be worse than. Let's put it that way. So this past week we obviously had streaming originals. And it's Adam's week this week, so that's why I'm spinning the wheel.
Alright, here she goes.
3, 2, 1.
Away.
She clicked the button good, guys. Survey says number one answer on the board. Oh, repeat already.
You guys will not believe this.
Wait, what?
It is another streaming original.
Oh, shit.
Shall we?
I thought it was category repeat, so we had to watch a movie again that we've already watched. I was like, no!
Monster Trucks!
Well, do we want to re-roll, or should we keep streaming originals? What do you guys think?
I think streaming originals is fine. I think there's a lot of content out there, and with everything going on, I think digging down and finding original movies, which I guess I didn't do a lot of digging for this one, since it was literally on the front page. But it looked good, and I liked it, so it's whatever. I'm okay with staying with it.
I would say only re-roll if it hits 3 in a row.
Okay, that's fair. Good rules.
Because there's 8 of them, so like, come on, Sam, do that math. It's a 12.5% chance of hitting each of them.
I was just gonna say, thankfully for like streaming originals, there's a lot of platforms, right?
Yes.
So we don't even have to like go back to Amazon.
I
Prime.
know we
There's
might be going to Crackle. I actually don't think there are Crackle originals.
To Amazon. I think I just went to Amazon because I feel like a lot of people have it right now, or like people have it and don't realize it. So I think that's why I went to it. But
it was a good pick.
I thought it was good. I can't believe you just found Blow the Man. Down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, down. There's that. I swear there's a space there. Like 7.
There's an extra space.
So when you're searching it, definitely add the extra spaces.
For sure.
Yeah, do what I did. Just type in one of your favorite words in the search bar and see what happens.
So it says, blow the man down.
Oh, shoot.
Are
we sticking with that then?
Yeah, we're going to keep the streaming originals. Then we will get back to you. What are we saying? That we'll release the movie on our not the movie. Release what we're watching on Instagram and Twitters. I know all about the Twitters.
All about
we'll give you them tweets.
Yeah, we're planning to release those at the beginning of the week, so like Monday, Tuesday-ish. Just so that you guys have plenty of time to watch them, and then get pretty hyped about the episode that releases on Thursday. Speaking of episodes, you can find us on Anchor or Spotify.
We're working it out with the others.
Yeah, they're coming soon. And then, of course, like Instagram and Twitter, we're at FlipperFlix for both of those. So feel free to tell us what you think about shanties and give us your best ones. Speaking of shanties, shall we shanty them out for this episode? I feel like it's only fair.
Beautiful, guys. Beautiful.